Over the last year or so, you've probably heard that marijuana is legal now in 11 states, that cannabis is much more widely available, and that hemp has been federally legalized to grow across the country. And I'm sure because of this, many of you are asking, what's the difference between these varying extracts? And are some of them more illegal than others? In short, yes. Some of them are more illegal than others, and if your job requires a drug test, it's very important to know which ones are. Before we get into the nitty-gritty, let's start with breaking down what CBD is, what THC is, hemp, and cannabis. CBD stands for cannabidiol, which is found in both forms of cannabis, so marijuana and hemp. CBD, or cannabidiol, is a potent, naturally occurring substance that has no psychoactive effect, meaning it's not gonna get you high. So if you're trying to get high, don't do CBD. Now, even though CBD doesn't get you high, it is an increasingly popular and potent way for dealing with chronic pain. According to research, CBD also looks very promising for anxiety, cardiovascular disease, and new information says that CBD may help with addictions such as heroin and cocaine addiction. Now let's talk about THC, or tetrahydrocannabinol, which is a serious mouthful, so I'm gonna stick to THC for now. THC is the component found in marijuana that gives you that high feeling upon smoking. Now, many of you probably don't know this, but THC has been helping millions treat a variety of ailments, from post-traumatic stress to chronic pain, all the way to that nausea feeling you get after chemotherapy. Now, let's talk about cannabis. Cannabis is the scientific shorthand for the plants that we call marijuana and hemp. That's right, hemp and marijuana come from the same species. However, they're not the same plant. Just like feed corn and sweet corn, or black beans and kidney beans. Both hemp and marijuana share a lot of the same DNA, but are not at all the same. Now, hemp, or industrial hemp, is defined as cannabis crop that contains 0.3% of THC or less. Aside from being the source to many CBD products, industrial hemp can also be used for a wide range of applications. From clothing to protein powder, even plastics, and more. This form of cannabis is what most CBD companies use around the world to create their products. Okay, now that we covered the basics of CBD, THC, cannabis, and hemp, let's get a little bit more into that whole drug testing thing. Okay, back in December of 2018, the Farm Bill was passed. Now what this did was it took all hemp-derived CBD products off of the Controlled Substances Act, making CBD products federally legal, as long as they were taken from industrial hemp, having that 0.3% THC or less, but it's still regulated by the FDA. So what's that mean for you? So basically what this means is the FDA hasn't tested or approved CBD as a drug for treating specific medical conditions. So hemp-derived CBD products are not FDA approved, especially if they claim to treat, prevent, or cure any medical conditions. Now the good news is, even though the FDA hasn't really approved it as a drug, pure CBD from a hemp-derived product with 0.3% THC or less won't show up on a drug test. That being said, for everyone from construction workers to airline pilots, CBD is going to be the better option for a wellness product, since it doesn't show up on a drug test for THC. The simple fact that CBD doesn't show up on these tests make it a much better candidate for helping you with all your chronic ailments. There's still much research to be done on CBD. The industry is in a large growth spurt and doesn't seem to be stopping anytime soon. This being the case means that further studies are bound to arise with new information on this ever-growing wellness product. Now, if you want to keep up to date on all the latest information on CBD and cannabis, make sure to subscribe because we do post a video every single week on the latest news that there is. And if for some reason you did like this video and you want to see more, make sure to hit that like button, as it really does help us to bring you more information every single week. Thank you so much. I'll see you next time.